Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do.
So the funny thing, I've been to Weekend Media Festival at Tomislav Ritov's here, to almost here, and I've spoken at that event and have told this same story about thinking different, taking chances, and I can't tell you how many people come up to me afterwards and say, to se ne može ovdje, nije ovo America. And that's frustrating for me because I think it can. I think it can happen anywhere. I think it's just a mentality, and I do think that, listen, there are opportunities, there are times when you want to do the safe thing and give people what they expect. But I think there are a lot of times where you want to think different and maybe take a chance. And like I said, now's the opportunity, I think, for a lot of people in this room, I can speak for Americans, is to get to Americans, and I think what's gonna resonate with Americans is something unique, something different, something that's going to make them feel like I did something special that nobody else did when I got back to work on Monday. My vacation was better than yours. So I think that's the challenge. What that is, I don't know. But that's generally the biggest message that I like to tell people. The other thing is, you know, there's two things, and one is to think different, the other is to tell a story. And I think that gets lost in a lot of what I do in the media. I think we get enamored, we fall in love with beautiful pictures and beautiful music, but there's no story. And I think this country in particular has an amazing story. I think the people here have amazing stories. And, you know, and I think that's getting out there. And I think, again, to the credit of a lot of people in this room, that's great. And I can't tell you enough how much I believe in story. It's since we were little kids. I know in the United States, you know, kids go to bed and they ask for a bedtime story. It's something that we identify with. It's something that we will forever identify with. It's what makes a good movie. You can have the greatest cinematography ever, the greatest music, but if there's not a good story, no one's going to want to see that movie again. So I don't know how that, again, I'm in television, I'm in media, I'm in a different world than you guys, but I don't think it's all that different. I really don't, and I don't know how that happens, but I know there's always a way, and I think the resources here and the people that are here, I think the creativity that's in this country, I think that's just a matter of time that all gets out there, and I'm looking forward to that. So, you know, I've had some opportunities. I'm going to skip forward because I'm just going to show you something goofy, but I'm not going to now. Actually, you know what? Let me just show you real quick.
See genius.
So, I'm only showing this because I'm an ass, and I like to show people that make a name for yourself. So the Super Bowl's over, 120 million people are watching. I am sneaking up on stage. I know where the cameras are. Everybody I know is watching. And this is what you do when you're me. You look to see where you are, you slide over a little bit. Am I in the camera shot? Okay, where do I gotta move a little bit to the right? Okay, there I am, all right. Now everyone can say, all right, good, there you go. So that's, if anything, the message here is also, I think one of the things that gets lost, and at least speaking to my friends here, is having fun at what you do. Now, obviously, I work in television, so no one, if we make a mistake, nobody's dying. You know, what we do is fun, it's entertainment. But I think the key to a lot of the success in America, at least with media, is that people do have fun. And they're not afraid to laugh, they're not afraid to take chances, as I said earlier. That's one of the things that I sense here, again, from friends of mine and from just being around, that I think, I personally wish that people would be a little looser here in general, but I think that can help, and I think, again, I think that translates to tourists, I think that translates to people that come here. I think that's part of the experience. And again, if we're talking about event, and we're talking about experience in Croatia, that's to me, vital. So there's only a couple last things I want to talk to you about. Again, you know, story for me is, I'm not sure how this translates, but I can tell you that one of the greatest experiences I've had here is when I was in Rovin at that event. Somebody from water polo team reached out to me and said that Radovich wanted to speak to me. I know who Radovich is, obviously, so I said, sure. So they came to me and they said they were frustrated because they've won everything. Gold medals, they've won world championships, Olympics, and yet they're not getting the respect, they're not getting the advertising, they're not getting the sponsor money. What can we do? And the first thing my instinct was to say was, you guys, we need to tell your story. And what we did was we did a series and turned it into a documentary, and I think last month was the first ever Croatian documentary film festival here in Zadru. And this one, I wasn't here, but I'm told it won the first prize. But we put together, what I want to just show you is an example of telling a story. Everyone in this room is familiar with the water polo team. They always win, or they had always been winning, and that's all we really know about them. They're underneath those caps. We don't know about their families, about their lives, and that was something I thought was important, so we did this series. So I just want to give you a little taste of how this isn't just an American philosophy. This, in my opinion, can translate here as well. So here's just a little taste of the first episode of that show.
Sve to je dobro poznato u ovoj reprezentaciji koja je odavno postala trofejna lovina. A kako biste mogli cijeniti sve ono što su ovi mladići postigli, najprije morate razumjeti sport u kojem dominiraju i napore koje ulažu kako bi postigli tu razinu. Ovo je priča o najboljoj vaterpolskoj reprezentaciji na planetu. Ovo je priča o barakudama. Hrvatska vaterpolska reprezentacija trenutno prolazi kroz iznimno uspješno razdoblje, odličja i počasti reprezentativnom nasljeđu izloženi su u prostorijama Hrvatskog vaterpolskog saveza. Virtualni je to muzej njihovih postignuća, te neprestano podsjetnik na činjenicu da su očekivanja u njihovom slučaju uvijek golema. Možda zvuči nepravedno da jedna tako mala zemlja očekuje tako puno svojih reprezentativnih igrača, no barakudama to ni najmanje ne smeta. Ponosno će vam istaknuti kako je tajna njihove prednosti pred protivnicima, tada nema tajne, tek naporan rad. Fizički su zahtjevi vaterpola nezamislivi. Riječ je o sportu koji zahtjeva brzinu, snagu i okrenost. Osim toga, igrači moraju biti iznimno izdržljivi i istrajni. Tijekom jedne prosječne utakmice vaterpolist ispliva nevjerovatnih 5 km. Znači, pa ipak, plivanje nije ono što ovaj sport čini fizički i mentalno najzahtjevnijim sportom na svijetu.
To što se događa ispod vode, to je stvarno svima najzanimljivije. Ispod vode je katastrofa.
Ima kontakata koji su stvarno teški i opasni, a dopušteno je sve.
Ima svoje pravilo koje šta god se dogodi u bazenu ostaje u bazenu. Svašta se može dogoditi u svakom slučaju.
Može doći do ozljeda, to je sve normalno, tako to se događa gotovo u svakoj utakmici.
Svaki od gladijatora koji ulazi u bazen točno zna koji su rizici ovog sporta.
više, ja sam par puta sam šio glavu.
Slomljena šaka, operacije koljena 4 puta.
Kolinom u trticu me urio.
Vrat, rame, rupture.
10 dana sam ovdje moja sestra.
Ja ne znam koju sam nisam imao na sebi.
Koja ima i hvatanja za ove osjetljive dijelove.
Ja sam zato i pobjegao na gol, tako da ono nema nikakvog kontakta s svojim drugim igračima, jer znam i stvarno dosta prljavo.
Moj kolega Andro Bušvi je doživio jedan jako neugodan stisak na određenom dijelu svoga tijela i mislim da mu nije bilo nikako ugodno, ali pretpostavljam da znate na što mislim, gdje ga je uhvatio.
Ali taj igrač koji to ide napraviti, on mora biti svjestan da će dobiti po glavi.
Okay, so that's a little taste of what we did again. It's taking something on the surface that we think we know something about and telling a story about it and giving us a connection that, again, is at the heart of what I do for a living. And I was very proud and honored that they allowed me to spend a year with them. I was back and forth a little bit, but again, it was one of the great experiences to be able to do that. And it comes down to one word: story. So, in closing, I just want to say that I'm incredibly proud of everything that's happening here in this city, in this country. I am, like I said, American. Rekao sam već umiješati, ali nisam stvari, samo sam engleskom. A dobro, lakše mi je ovako, tako da mogu poslije večeras kad me vidite, onda ću na hrvatskom. Ali, so, it's just easier this way, I'm sorry. If anyone has any questions or anything, if there's any way I can, again, I think what I can provide for anyone here is a different perspective. I think where I am, I love, one of the things that I do is I don't show things I'm doing to people in the business because I think they look at it completely with a skewed view. I think they're looking at it from their perspective as a person that works in television. That's not the perspective I want. So, with that said, if anyone has any opinions on, or wants an opinion from an American who doesn't work in tourism, I'm available, I'm on Twitter, I'm around, I'm here, svako malo sam ovdje, tako da nije mi teško naći, tu sam u Zadru, uglavnom. And the last thing I'll leave you with is, here's the reason I speak English, because it's easier. Oh yeah, we did 2 cellos, I forgot about this. I'm promoting Croatia in America, everywhere you turn.
No matter who you are, if you want to be great.
This was seen by 25 million Americans on Thursday Night Football. When the people I work with found out that they were Croatian, they wanted to kill me.
You never
Everybody was laughing at me, but then in the end it turned out really well. But it was good for them, it was good for us, but again, a small opportunity to promote Croatia. So yeah, 2 cellos was on NFL, and that was kind of cool, and they were really nice. The last thing I'll leave you with is back to the Today Show we started with. This was how they ended their show.
We're back with more today on this 11th day of November, and you're looking at the Pearl of the Adriatic, the new Riviera. In fact, George Bernard Shaw said, if you want to see heaven on earth, you should go there. And we're talking about Matt's final Where in the World destination. So where in the world is it? Dubrovnik, Croatia, of course. Matt, it's beautiful there, but are you ready to come home after you have a little sample of the local cuisine?
Yeah, it's a little scampy on the go. I am ready. I have to tell you, Katie, I had such a blast this week. This was perhaps the most fun I've had on one of these trips in the last 6 or 7 years. All the destinations were great, and let me tell you, Dubrovnik is beautiful. It really is. So I hope you guys get to come here someday.
Well, we tried to find out how to say goodbye in Croatia, and they told me downstairs, but I've forgotten already. So, dobitnik. Is that it? Dobitnik?
To be honest with you, that sounds good to me.
So, hvala I dovidenja.